Yo, what's going on, my gremlins? So yesterday we had a big leak for Black Ops 6 multiplayer, and I can't show any of the pictures because I will get a copyright strike from Activision, and I'm not trying to deal with all that. First, I'm gonna get into the multiplayer maps. So the ones that we do have images for that I'm like physically looking at right now is one called Derelict, and it looks like a bunch of abandoned like train carts. One of them's red with graffiti on it. It's outside with a bunch of trees. We have seen it in multiplayer gameplay footage so far, so if you've seen the multiplayer game footage, then you know what map it is. Next we have Protocol, and it kind of looks like it's on an island. It's a building that looks like it's been blown up. Kind of interesting. I wonder where this one's going. Maybe we'll be able to swim in the water, but I'm not too sure. Next we have Skyline, and it's like a nice modern house. Big white house, big windows, pool, nice view of the city. Probably like something you'd see in Hollywood or LA. Next we have Scud, and we have seen gameplay of this, and they did mention whenever they showed this map that the campaign affects the multiplayer maps because multiplayer is set after campaign. So I wonder what they did to make this big satellite fall if it wasn't already fallen. So I'm sure like we'll see it in a campaign mission. Next we have Pit, and I have been hearing mentions of Vorkuta. I will get in that in a little bit with the map names, but it's kind of like in a mine, and it's really nice. It has like some natural lighting through like a hole in the ceiling with like a fan, but I'm not too sure. And then we have Babylon, which has palm trees and like some limestone looking arches with some moss. Really excited for that map. Like a sunny daytime map I'm always down for. Then we have Gala. It looks like a place where you'd vote for like the president or something. It has like a bunch of flags everywhere. If you remember the map Moscow from Cold War, just imagine that but the American version. The next map that we have is called Stakeout, and it looks like where Frank's Woods is in the campaign, so I'm pretty sure they'd make that a multiplayer map. I don't think it's too big of a house, and I'm really excited where they go with that, so I think that's going to be it. And if it is it, then we have seen gameplay of this already. And then the last map that we have is called Rewind. That's the map where like they have the VHS store, and it has like Liberty Falls police like around everywhere. So this one's also going to be like a zombies map. And the part that I'm most excited for on the map so far is there's a billboard called Freedom Fried Chicken, and it has like some sort of mascot. It's like an eagle, turkey, or chicken, something like that. And it's like Uncle Sam, but definitely there's going to be an Easter egg with it in zombies, so I'm definitely going to be investigating that sign as soon as I hop in the map. Those weren't all the multiplayer maps that we have though, so we do have code names, and one of them is Vorkuta Mines, Vorkuta, Catacomb, Flat, Dig, Babylon, which we do have a picture of, Train Graveyard, which I think is Derelict, Russian Base, Soctra 2, Hacienda Alt, which is from BO4, and it's also on the Warzone map, which was also leaked, Strip Mall, Red Card, Firing Range 2, Veiled, Canals, Island, Radar, Strength, and then Nuketown Returns. And then the next screenshot that we have is just like the Gunsmith menu, and it just shows that the menus are vertical, which I'm excited about, and it just looks way cleaner in my opinion. Next we have like the loadout screen, and it just shows that you can have a primary, a secondary. There is a certain like melee slot for a knife, and they did mention a baseball bat whenever they were talking about Black Ops 6 previously. You know, the tactical lethal slot, field upgrade, and then we have our 3 perk slot, and then there is a specialty slot, but that's only if you have the same perk for each one, but I'll also get into that when we get into the perks. Now onto the score streaks, we have the scout pulse, which is like a radar ping, so if you can't get a UAV, then get the scout pulse. Next up is the RCXD, the UAV, counter UAV, a watchdog helo, which is going to be nice, the Hellstorm missile. We all know what the Hellstorm missile is, and it's actually more than the watchdog helo. And the Hellstorm missile, there is leaked gameplay of it, and it looks pretty good. Then we have interceptors, which is like a lightning strike, and we have a chopper gunner, which we also have gameplay of, and it was really nice. Next up we have all the weapons in the build that the leaker was playing. So we have the XM4, which is kind of like the M4, a staple, the AK-74, which is a really good AR, and then we have something called the Ames 85, which kind of looks like the FAL. And then for SMGs, we have a C9, which is like the MP5, a Tanto .22, which looks like a pretty good gun. It kind of reminds me of the Swordfish from BO4. And then we have a Jackal PDW, which looks like the AK-74U. And then we have our pump shotgun called the Marine SP. On the LMGs, we have the XMG, which looks like an M16, but like the LMG version. Then we have marksman rifles, and then we have the SWAT 5.56, and this gun looks pretty good. And then we have a DM10, which looks like some kind of scoped AR sort of thing. And then we have the SVD for sniper rifles, which is like always a good choice. I use that a lot in BO2 because I was a noob. And then we have the LR 7.62, which is just like a regular looking sniper. Honestly, I feel like this is going to be like the quick scope one that we have. For pistols, we have the GS45, and then we have a 9mm, and then for launchers so far we have the Sigma. Also, if you're wondering if tag stance is going to make an appearance, it is in the form of a laser, so if you enjoy using tag stance, then you can use the laser, which I actually do like tag stance a little bit, so I might use it on a couple of my guns. I'm not too sure yet. And then the next link that I had is their interactable parts on the map. So there's one map where you can activate security, and it'll lock down the windows, and some of the doorways will get shut. And then there's like a bookcase that you can open up, There's like a little secret room, but you can also access it through a vent. So I'm not really sure if you have to open the bookshelf to get in and out of the room, but definitely a new pathway, and I'm really excited to see where this goes on all the maps, and it's going to make the maps more fun and interactable and just more engagement for the player overall. Next, I'm going to be getting into the tacticals, and remember that this is just leaks, so not everything is like in the game just yet. So we have the concussion so far, flashbang, stem shot, a prox alarm which triggers on your minimap, so like it'll be a ping if somebody walks across it, and then we have the decoy grenade, which is like a staple of Call of Duty now. For lethals, we have frag grenades, Simtex, a thermo grenade, which is probably just like kind of the thermo detonators that we have now in Modern Warfare 3, a blast trap, which is like a bouncing Betty or something, and then we have a combat axe. For field upgrades, we have the assault pack, which is just a munitions box. Trophy system, we already know what that is. We have neurogas, which is a deployed trap which emits a neurotoxic gas cloud, causing severe hallucinations and disorienting and damaging victims. So that one sounds really interesting. I personally believe that the hallucinations will be something like the numbers that we've seen in like Black Ops 1 previously, so I'm really excited and intrigued about this one. And then we have the acoustic amp, which will be the counter to like Ninja, which we do have in the game, so there is no covert sneakers, so everybody that's worried about it, don't worry too much. Sleeper agent is a really cool one that's new, and pretty much you go into the enemy team, so it'll make like you on the minimap, you'll be blue for them, unless you're like shooting or like you get shot at or you make enemy skulls, like it'll be known that you're not on their team, but on the minimap it looks like you are, so that one could be really fun, and I'm excited to see where they take that one. Now we're going to get on to the perks. So for perk 1, we have Assassin, which is drop bounty packs when killed. Pick up the packs for more score. This is an Enforcer perk, and there's 3 different types of perks. So the first one we have is Enforcer, and that's the red color. Then we have Scavenger, which is just regular Scavenger. And then we have a new perk called Bruiser, and it says melee kills and finishing moves replenish health and earn extra score. Now onto our recon perks, which are represented by the color blue, and we have Ninja, which just says move more quietly, so not completely silent, which is good. Then we have Ghost and Recon, and it's only active while moving, so I do like whenever they have Ghost like that. Now we're on to our Strategist perks, and they're green. And we have Flat Jacket, which is reduced explosive damage, and then we have Tac Mask, which works for flashbangs, concussions, and the neurogas. In the perk 2 slot for our Enforcer perks, we have Dexterity, which is reduced weapon motion while jumping, sliding, and diving, and you take less fall damage. And then we have Gung Ho, which is reduced movement penalties while reloading or using equipment, reload while attack sprinting, which is pretty nice. Onto our recon perks, we have Tracker, which is see enemy footsteps, and ADSing auto pings enemies. It has a long cooldown, I guess for the pinging enemies or something, but that's kind of like a Warzone perk at the moment, I believe. So they mix Tracker with the Warzone perk. And then we have Engineer, which is also recon, and you just see enemy equipment through walls. And then we have Forward Intel, which is increases minimap area and shows the direction indicators for revealed enemies. So I guess on a UAV it might make it like a header. And then for our Strategist perks, we have Dispatcher, which is reduce the score cost for non-lethal score streaks, and it stacks with the Bankroll perk, which is in the next slot. And then we have Fast Hands, which increases the swap speed, and it also makes your fuses longer on your grenades. For perk 3 for our Enforcer perks, we have Double Time, which greatly increases the duration of tactical sprint. And then we have Bankroll for the last Enforcer perk, and then start each life with 150 score for score streaks, which I mean is nice, I guess. And then for our Recon perk, we have Vigilance, and it says display a HUD icon whenever you appear on enemy minimaps, and you're immune to counter UAVs and scramblers, and you're also immune to sleeper agents. So you can see the person who is pretending to be on your team, which I like that there's a counter for that. And then we have Cold-Blooded, which just works like Cold-Blooded, you're not targeted by AI. And then we have 3 Strategist perks, with Quartermaster being our first one, and it just recharges equipment over time. And then we have Gearhead, which gives you 2 field upgrade charges, and it increases the charge speed. And then we have Guardian, which gives you faster healing while capturing and holding objectives. So that'll be good for like domination or hardpoint players. So definitely if you're playing a lot of objective, I would probably recommend using that one. But now we're going to go into the combat specialty perks. And it says by equipping 3 perks to the same combat specialty, which is Enforcer, Recon, or Strategist, red, blue, or green, it'll activate the combat specialty. So if you have the Enforcer, which is red, killing enemies grants a temporary buff to movement speed and health regeneration, so that's kind of like having quick fix or like taking a stem shot after you get a kill. And then we have Recon, which is the blue ones, and it says enemies can be seen through walls for a short time after respawn. A HUD edge indicator flashes when an enemy is outside your view. Leave no death skulls when killing enemies. So it's pretty much like having a suppressor, wall hacks, and that perk that lets you see people around you whenever they're not looking at you. I can't think of the name right now, unfortunately. But that one seems pretty OP, but it does seem like the minimap, like seeing people through the wall, is going to be whenever you first respawn, so hopefully it doesn't last too long. I could see that one being a problem though, if I'm being honest. And then strategist are the green perks, and it says earn a score bonus for objectives and destroying enemy content. See enemy content through walls for a short distance. Deploy equipment and field upgrade is faster. So that one is the worst out of both of them because you don't really get that some type of buff. You're just getting more for like playing objective, which I mean isn't bad if you're only playing objective, but definitely with the other two options I would go with either red or blue, to be honest, because they just seem way better. That's all the leaks that I'm going to be getting into today. That's really all that they had. Also, they just had like some Warzone ones, but I'm not the biggest Warzone player, so I didn't really look too much into them. I do know they had some like remastered maps on the new Warzone map, like Hacienda from BO4, which is probably going to come like later in the seasons and be like a multiplayer map, which I'll honestly be happy with because Hacienda was probably one of my favorite maps on BO4. I think it was a lot of people's favorite map as well. Hopefully they have more BO3 maps like Combine or something, because Combine is one of the best maps I think I've ever played on Call of Duty. It's like stayed in my mind the whole time. But I'm gonna start rambling if I keep going on about Black Ops 3. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to stay tuned whenever the beta comes out. I will be streaming and playing the beta pretty much the entire time the beta is going to be live because I'm really excited for Black Ops 6, and it reminds me of Cold War a lot. It looks a lot like Cold War, and then like the zombies looks like Cold War and zombies mixed together. So definitely I'm going to be making a whole lot of content on it, but make sure to stay notified, put on your notifications, make sure you're subscribed, and make sure to leave a like, and let me know in the comments if you're excited for Black Ops 6, or if you're just one of my LEGO Fortnite viewers and you end up watching this whole video, let me know, because then you're a real one. So shout out to all the gremlins. If you're a certified gremlin if you watch this, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.